Good evening, class. So welcome to today's session. And today we are tackling a topic in chemical families. And I want to share on the charts about the topic. Okay, so I've shared it on the chart. So you should know chemical families, properties, and so properties, they are both physical and chemical properties. So when we talk about chemical families, so these are families, also known as groups, and there are a set of elements that share similar chemical and physical balance. So on the periodic table, it is arranged into groups. Groups are those ones that are vertical. There are those that form vertical columns. And then periods are those that form horizontal rows. So we have six groups. So Moses, can you give us the six groups of chemical families? There are six groups.
Okay. The first group is called the alkali metals, which are the group 1 element. And the examples of these is lithium, we have potassium, rubidium. Then we have the second group, which is called the alkaline earth metals, which belongs to group 2. And the example is magnesium, calcium. We have beryllium. Then we have the transition metals, which we have a number of elements there, including copper, lead, iron. Then we have halogens, which is group 7 elements. And these example of this is chlorine, fluorine, we have bromine. Then we have group 8, which is called the noble gases. An example of this is neon, argon, and helium. Then we have lanthanides, and the last one is actinides. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So lanthanides and actinides both fall under the group 6 elements. So alkali metals, normally we call them group 1 elements. So they include lithium, sodium, potassium, cesium. And there are those elements that have one valence electrons on the outermost energy level. Their characteristics, they have similar characteristics. So one, they are very reactive metals. Also, they have one of the characteristics, they have one valence electron. And then they form positive 1 ions. They form positive 1 ions. They are soft and can be cut with a knife. Also, they have low density. So those that have low density include lithium, sodium, potassium. When we talk about low density, what we mean is that they can float on water. They are less denser than water. And then they react vigorously with water to form alkaline solution and hydrogen gas. So, for example, sodium, when you react it with water, it will give you an alkali, which is sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So, there is that general reaction. General reaction will react metal plus water. It will give you metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. So, the example I've given is sodium plus water. It will give you, yes, Sosten? Sosten, I can see you raised your hand.
I think it was better. I think it was better so that understand this.
I'm not getting you. Can you come up? What are you saying?
I was requesting to share the screen if it is possible.
No, I'm not going to share my screen. I'm just giving you whatever I have. So you should be taking notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So I hope everyone is getting whatever I'm saying. So I was in that reaction example where you react sodium plus water. So it will give us sodium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas. Anybody else with another example? Kevin?
Also have reaction between alkali metals and acids. Metal react with an acid. It forms metal chloride acids and their hydrogen gases.
Thank you. So we go to our next group. Those are group 2 elements. We normally call them alkaline metals. And examples include magnesium, calcium, barium, and their characteristics. I want someone to give me its characteristics. Sosten, can you give us its characteristics of alkaline earth metals? Barusai, can you hear me? Sorry, we've lost him. So, characteristics of alkaline earth metals. So, they are less reactive than what? Group 1. But they are still reactive, but they are less reactive than group 1. They have 2 valence electrons. They form positive 2 ions. They are other tensors. And then most of them, they burn with bright yellow colors. So there are those uses. Calcium, it is normally used in cement companies. And then magnesium, it is used in fireworks and aircraft material. So group 3, there are those halogens. Example of halogens, they are also called group 17. halogens, they fall under group 17 when it comes to how they are arranged in the periodic table. And they include fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and their characteristics. They are reactive with nonmetals. They are reactive with nonmetals. Moses, what do you mean by when we say nonmetals? What are these nonmetals?
What do you mean by saying what?
Nonmetals. When we talk about they're reactive with nonmetals, what are these nonmetals?
Uh, Properties. Or you need examples?
No, give me what are these nonmetals that we are talking about? Anyone else?
Uh,
Okay, go on, Moses.
you do you mean I state what nonmetals is or the examples of nonmetals?
Yeah, what are non-metal is, and also you can give its example.
Oh, I've said that nonmetals are those elements that they lack the metallic properties, and they normally used are insulators, or in short, they are poor conductors of electricity or heat. And
Yes.
the example of this is we have some those like carbon, phosphorus, oxygen.
Okay,
Yes, that one.
thank you. So another characteristics is that they have 7 valence electrons and they form -1 ions. When we talk about this -1, it means they need to what? To gain 1 electrons to be in order to be stable. And then most of them they exist in different physical states. So for example, chlorine and chlorine are gases. Bromine is a liquid. And then iodine, it's a solid. So because of time, I'll go through the others quickly. So noble gases. So noble gases examples include helium, neon, argon, and krypton. Characteristics, they are inert or normally we call unreactive. And then they have full outer shell. They are colorless and odorless. They have low melting and boiling points. And their uses, helium is mostly used in balloons, hot air balloons. Neon is used in advertising lights. Argon, argon, you mix it with oxygen and then you use it in welding. And then transition metals. There are those that falls under group 3 to group 12 on the periodic table. So these examples include iron, copper, zinc, and their characteristics. They conduct They are good conductors of heat and electricity. They have high melting points. They form colored compounds. When you talk about colored compounds, iron, ion 2, they are green, ion 3, they are brown, copper, it is blue. So they form colored compounds, and then they have variable oxidation states. Because when you talk about variable oxidation states, ions, it has 2+, there is ion 2, and there are also ion 3. So they form different oxidation states, and then mostly they are catalysts. Catalyst, I believe all of us know what a catalyst is. So they are using, iron is used for construction, copper is used in electrical wires, and then platinum, they are mostly used as catalysts. And then the last one, we go through lanthanides and actinides. And I believe all of you know what these are. Lanthanides, I'll just give their characteristics. Because there are many, so I'm not giving any examples, but I'll give out characteristics. So their characteristics, they are mostly highly reactive metals, and then used in magnets and electronics. Actinides, they are radioactive. And then uranium and plutonium, they are used in nuclear energy. So in summary, alkali metals are group 1, and all of us should know they are most reactive metals. And then their valence is negative, is positive 1. Alkaline, they are group 2, they are also reactive metals. They are add, and then their valence electron is what? Positive 2. Transition elements, we know they are those from group 3 to 12, and then they exist in variable state. Most of them conduct electricity. Halogens, okay, sorry for that. So halogens, they are most reactive nonmetals, and then valence, they have negative 1. And then noble gases, they are group 18, they are mostly inert, and then they have full shells. They don't need to lose or gain an electron, and they are unreactive. Lanthanides, those are they are also called rare earth metals. They are shiny and use electronics, and then actinides, they are reactive and nuclear materials. So that is all for today. So in our next session, we'll be tackling physical and chemical properties of elements, and go and read more about this one, so that during our next lesson, we'll be conversant with whatever we'll be going through. So thank you, and have a nice evening.
You too.